when we're looking at Brock Bowers as a nice little buy candidate here, it's not the matchups that are the issue. It is the physical nature of his injury that he has been playing through that's holding himself back. But unfortunately, you can just tell that he's really not himself right now. When we look at his production last year, and once he kind of finally got going there and progressed towards the middle of the season, Bowers was playing upwards of 90% of snaps. And when we look at his production this year, he's not hit that mark at all. At some point when he gets back to himself, we're going to see the regular Brock Bowers. The snaps have been very consistent for Travis Etienne, despite his worst finish being literally RB21 in PPR. He is still not viewed as the most valued asset in that backfield. He is top 10 in attempts. He is averaging 6.1 yards per carry. There are only 2 running backs that have more 20-plus yard runs than him, Jahmyr Gibbs and Derrick Henry. The only issue that we have with Travis Etienne is that Trevor Lawrence isn't checking down enough. And because of that perception that Bashal Tutin is coming for his job, you can get him on the cheap here. So we're going to sell DeAndre Swift here. Swift is not doing his job well, and that's a concern there, considering that we do have a ton of volume in the Chicago offense. The problem here is that your job really isn't secure because anyone can take it and snatch it from you at any point. I don't know that we want to invest in Swift long-term here because he may not be the RB1 long-term there. And I love Tony Pollard. He is surviving off volume right now. He is not thriving off volume. We know that he is the primary back, but we've got Tajay Spears expected to be activated soon. He makes just enough of a dent to be very irritating for Tony Pollard, and the volume won't be enough for him to remain an RB2. So if the Titans can't find a way to produce goal line opportunities, Pollard's ceiling is legitimately 10 fantasy points here. Offload him while you can. So I'll go ahead and add a drop in here. Caleb Johnson is shockingly over 40% rostered in fantasy leagues. It's not happening here. Rostering him even as a handcuff just isn't realistic because you are bypassing actual direct handcuffs in order to stash a guy who factually has to have 2 players go down in order to see significant playtime. If you want a back in this offense outside of Warren, it has to be Kenneth Gainwell. Success for these running backs has been boosted up by their receiving work. That's another dent there for Caleb Johnson because when it comes to fantasy value in that offense, you need the receiving work, and that favors anybody but Caleb Johnson. Unfortunately, you have to drop him and just move on at this point.